Did you see a countdown
Yep.
to
Okay.
start?
I got my
Okay.
countdown. I got mine.
All right. So we'll pick back where we stopped. And y'all, if the transition wasn't smooth on this episode, bear with us. We're learning a whole new software. The system that we use to record podcasts has changed on us. So if there is a little, glitch here and there, bear with us. It's a learning process. I'm a TikTok teacher. Teacher is in the name, so we're always learning. Okay.
Always.
So the last question that we stopped, I was asking you in regards to your daily stream day. How do you prepare? What does a daily stream day look like to you?
Okay. So, wow, daily stream days are, I must admit that it has become more like work now. At first, it wasn't because I didn't really put that much into it, right? It was a thing that I was doing on the side. Now it's like production. It's production. It starts from me preparing everything in my home. It starts from me getting the lights ready. My kitchen looks like a permanent production studio. I don't even bother to take things down anymore because it's too much to get the lighting back in the right place again and move this back over here. So my kitchen is permanent production. There's lights everywhere, cameras, phones, laptops, like there's everything all over the place now. So a day of prepping for streaming for me is going to the grocery store, deciding what I'm gonna cook or what I'm gonna make that day. And I'm going to the store literally like daily because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I will let my chat decide what we're making the next day. So then I'm
Oh,
running to
that's
the store.
awesome.
Yeah, they love it, and it takes the worry from me of trying to figure out what to do the next day. So I'm running to the store to get things, and then there's hair and makeup and clothes. There's making sure that I feed the kids. So most times that I'm cooking, I'm sometimes cooking for the next day because my live streams will go for so long that if I wait in that live to feed my family, then yeah, they're going to be eating so late. So I'll literally cook and then that food is for the next day.
That
Um
makes sense. That
yeah,
absolutely makes sense. And your streams are a bit late too. So
they
I feel
are.
like, they're strategically done that way, the same way mine are done early. So that way it doesn't overlap with family time, I'm assuming.
It does. That's exactly why I do it that way. Because I'm a mom of 5. My oldest is grown and in his own place, but the other 4, my last 4, they're here. So there's picking them up from school. Let's get homework done. Let's talk about your day. Let me spend some time with them. And then I need that time to just kind of gather my thoughts before I actually go live. But yeah, there's a whole mom thing happening. There's a whole parenting thing that's happening before I go live. So I have to make sure everybody's situated and they're okay and everything like that before I go live, or else the live will be full of me trying to parent in the live or me getting text messages while I'm in the live. So yeah, I stream it that way on purpose so that I can knock out all those things that I need to do first. And then the stream is, more smooth sailing.
Oh, I can totally relate to that. And I'm sure that the listeners can relate to that as well, especially if they are on this journey. Your journey may not look like the same today as when you started. You talk about the technology. Like most people, I started on my phone and now I'm looking at the studio that I'm sitting in and it's like three lights duct taped so that they don't move. A whole new computer, a whole new monitor. I'm pretty sure I have like four tripods around, a professional camera. There's three fans just for the camera alone. And that's not enough because it's always evolving. And
Yeah,
you have to be willing to evolve, right? You have to be willing to make
absolutely.
those changes.
Absolutely. And that's the crazy part. You ever hear when people say like when you start working on your home that it never ends? They're just like, oh, once you start one home improvement thing, like it just never ends. It never ends. You always find something else you want to change, you want to paint, you want to do. It's the same thing in content creation. Like you have
100%.
to change with the technology, you have to change with the people, with the time, with the audience. You have to constantly be reinventing yourself, like you keep things true to the core, but then you're reinventing, you're changing so many things. And sometimes it's like what you're doing chooses you a lot of times. You
My
you can
content
have
chose me. I
right.
didn't start thinking that I was going to teach people how to do social media. My content found
Exactly.
me.
Exactly. It chose you, and that's the way things go. And sometimes you just have to roll with that. Because like I said, when I started, oh my God, I was, yeah, just my phone, no lights. I had poor lighting in my kitchen. I used to go on and just cook, talk. I would have my hair in two ponytails. I wore my anime t-shirts and just, would have a good time. And then slowly things started to change. Slowly people made suggestions. And then one day I did something different and everybody went crazy. And it was like, okay, well, this is the thing you keep doing. And then another day something will happen by accident. It's like, okay, well, you keep doing that. And then you study other people's lives and their content and what they do. And it's like, oh, wow, their lighting is really great. I need better lighting. And then that
Yep.
starts, and it just keeps going and keeps growing. And again, a lot of what I've learned from you. The whole thing with the cameras and I'm like, oh my God, what she does looks so amazing. And it's like I because you always want to improve, you always want to do
Always.
something
But you have to have the
better.
drive to go figure out too. You have to have
Absolutely.
that in you and not stay
Absolutely.
static.
Hmm.
From the whole entire almost a year that I've been using the camera, there has been 3 people who have taken upon themselves to improve that, and you're one of them. I literally can count on one hand how many people I know have taken that and run because I don't hide it. I don't gatekeep it. Every time people ask me, I'll give you the model. I'll send you pictures. I've sent pictures of my studio, the lighting positioning, the type of lightings. It's on my showcase. It's on my Discord. It's everywhere. And so people just have to be willing to do it.
Hmm.
And with that being said, what is the one advice, or maybe two, three if you really want to? Doesn't matter to me. But what's the advice that you would give to a brand new content creator, a brand new streamer wanting to go on this journey?
Whew. Um, the most important thing that I would say is to have a plan. You need a plan. Everything may not go according to plan, but having one helps you be more comfortable, right? And what I mean by that is I plan out things. I'll say, well, today I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to have this question, that question, and this question. And by me asking these questions and people get ready, people answer these questions, that will give me content. That will give me something to talk about. That will get people more comfortable. And then once that dialogue, once that starts, then it's easy to go. But if you just go on and you have no idea what you're gonna say or do, you are just not prepared. You don't have your things together. Like for me, I'm cooking, so it's my mise en place. I need to at least grab the most important things. I may have forgotten the salt or something like that, but to keep me from walking away from the camera so much because you don't know when someone's going to come in the room and then there's no one on the camera. Um, but to just have things as laid out as you possibly can. Have your mise en place. Have a topic of discussion. Um, have those questions ready, or and more than anything else, you have to be comfortable. Like you have
Hmm.
to be comfortable with who you are. You have to have tough, like I mean thick skin. You
Absolutely.
really, really thick skin to be on social media, to be a content creator, because if you do not, these people will eat you alive.
Yup.
They will eat you up, okay? You have to be confident in your truth and who you are. You have to be okay with making mistakes and not being perfect or not looking great all the time and not having all the answers all the time. Like, you have to be okay with being taught and learning and not thinking that you're just coming to, project and teach everybody everything. You have to be open, open to all the things that are on social media that are waiting to improve you and to grow you and to mature you, because people don't want to admit it, but as many bad things as they have to say about social media, because it can be depending on what you use it for, there are just as many or more amazing experiences waiting for you, and the amazing people that you find or that find you on social media and content creation. Sometimes the content creates you, a new version of you, a more mature version of you, a more well-rounded, worldly version of you. Because people aren't just stepping into your space, in your zone, in your energy, or your living room or your kitchen. You are also entering theirs.
Absolutely. And you're competing for theirs.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
you want to be there, and in order for that to happen, there has to be that reciprocity and willingness. Like, I couldn't have
Absolutely.
said it any better. Like, I love mistakes. You've been in my lives,
Mm,
you know that I embrace chaos. Where most
absolutely.
people are like, "Oh, I'm afraid of this failure." I'm like, "Why? You're gonna learn. You're gonna teach." Like, if you have
Absolutely.
not been into my streams, let me tell you. Let me break it down to you. Every day, something will go wrong. It's not like a random situation. It is every day. Some of us are more prone to it, some of us are less, but some of us look for that chaos because it gives us reason to like continue changing and evolving. And it gives us a purpose for keeping it interesting. And just like Kai was saying, if you are not constantly changing and being interesting, people leave. They're bored. They're going to go somewhere else because you lost
Mm,
the jazz, the spaz, the glitter, whatever you want to call it, you know?
absolutely. So that
And
would definitely be the best advice.
with that, I know that you must have plans for the future because you're a planner. You just said it yourself. So
Yes.
do your plug. What do you have coming up? What do you want people to focus on? Which platform do you want everyone? I mean, I'll tell everyone go to all of them and find her in every single one because I can guarantee you the content is going to be diverse. But where are you focusing and headed to in the upcoming months?
So in the upcoming months, with the changes that everyone is so worried about and has so much anxiety about with TikTok, like where is it going to be and what's going to happen, my focus is my brand, right? And I don't ever want to lose focus on my brand in an app, because even though the apps will help you further your brand as far as like maybe becoming a household name or getting into different rooms, your brand is ultimately you and wherever you are with that brand,
Hmm.
wherever you go, whatever platform you're on. And so my biggest focus at this moment is, me pushing my podcast, and YouTube, because I mean, I love TikTok. TikTok has become a new home for me. I love this space. And I would like for things to continue, building and getting greater on TikTok. But I've found that most stability, the most foundation, I have found it in YouTube. I have found that YouTube seems to be very stable, um, and it's very, let's say, it works for everyone, right? There's YouTube for everyone. YouTube seems to be a teaching sort of platform. You want to learn something, people go to YouTube University.
Hmm.
And so my focus is on spreading more healing energy through laughter because that's my thing. Like, if sometimes if you don't laugh about things, you cry about things.
Absolutely.
So so my focus is to help people laugh through through their healing journeys, um and use my the podcast to do that.
You
And
have helped me go through some dark spots recently, so I'll tell you that your laughter and your healing have been working. Um,
thank you.
there has been some tough nights recently that your live streams and listening to you and talking to you have helped me through some of those dark. So your manifestation is already happening. And I
Thank you.
like to offer some reciprocity for this upcoming goal. I have a merch line. I'll help you with your merch line and you do some educating and teach me how to transfer into YouTube world. And then we'll continue manifesting that progress then.
That is a deal.
You heard it first, y'all. Her merch line is
That is a
coming.
deal. Oh my God. You okay. All right. Okay, I have to.
So you heard it first. The excitement
Oh my
is,
gosh.
there will be Kai merch coming soon. Trust me,
This
it
is
will
crazy. Do
happen.
you have like a listening device in my house somewhere? Like, this is crazy. I was oh my God. Like, I was literally just having this conversation. This is crazy. I
I
was
told you I have
literally
really good
you
intuition and connecting the
do.
dots.
You
It's my
do.
superpower.
Oh my God. I was literally talking about this. Wow, this is crazy. Oh my God. Listen, if you guys, li- everyone that is listening to this podcast, let me tell you something. She's not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Jules is an alien, right?
I-
There are superhuman beings that are in this world that we don't know are aliens, right? She's one of them. She's like a unicorn and an alien mixed in one. And so sometimes I would hear her speak. If you listen to her, either on the podcast or when she's on TikTok, you will hear her say humans a lot. You will hear her
yes,
say,
I do.
like, because she's an alien. That's the only explanation for her knowing the things that she knows, for her being like such a just a beautiful individual. Like, okay, she's an alien and she's a unicorn. Like,
I'll take
her.
it. I will
Protect
take
her
it
at all
100%.
costs.
I will
Protect
take
her.
it. But
Oh
it's
my
so funny that
God.
you bring up the humans because I do say that a lot. Act like a human,
Yes.
behave like a human, tap like a human. Stop acting like you are, a computer algorithm. I do say that a lot now that you bring it
Yes.
up.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're telling your secrets. You're telling
I
your
am
secrets.
telling my secrets. Shh, people, nobody knows. Who's gonna
Right.
know? No one's
She's
gonna know.
from another planet. Like, there's no other human being like her on this planet. She has to be from another one.
And
Like, I
occasionally,
absolutely
if you've
love her.
watched me enough, you have met Cortana, right?
Yes. And you do it so well. You
So
do it so well. Like, I'm convinced that's who you were. Like, that's how you speak before you got like to this world and dealt with all the humans. And it was like, oh, this is how the humans talk. I will adapt to the humans. Like, oh my God,
it's
you are
okay. My
so
husband calls
amazing.
it the cheeseburger. You know,
The-
it's the cheeseburger syndrome, for a few of us folks, that are on the spectrum, he calls it the cheeseburger. It's a silly comment. It's just to like break the ice and be able to like process a lot of the things, but it really is. I have a computer like brain and I have to code it like a human. And it's funny that you actually pick it up, but that's part of what makes my stream and what makes who I am. And you said it yourself earlier, like we have to go back to our core. Who are we as a
Hmm.
core, and how can we translate and use these superpowers? You have a healing superpower. You have the power
Thank
of
you.
storytelling. You tell stories that I swear like can be literally written into a novel, and I'll be buying that up into the series, you know. I have a vision, and it will be for another podcast, y'all, but I have things translate to me in a different way when people speak. So when you spoke and when you're talking about your needs, and we have spoken before this podcast, I'm always paying attention to what people are going and what their needs are. And so I could already tell that you had a need for this particular realm. I just didn't know how to like approach it until you said, "What is your manifestation for the future?" I could see the whole entire Kai's world. I can see Kai's doll. I can see Kai in the kitchen. I can see Kai as a collector. I can see Kai dressed up as a storyteller with a pie on her hand, you know?
Oh, that's so amazing.
And like all of that becomes like images. And so, y'all, you're gonna have to stay tuned. You're gonna have to find Kai's podcast. You're gonna have to go find her on all the platforms, because the future is unlimited. And if you are listening to this and you find that any of these stories are inspiring, please let us know. Let us know what kind of questions you want to ask. And if you want a creator or a streamer to return, let us know. I can see that like Kai's gonna be a returning every season. We're gonna have updates on where are we, Kai?
I would
Update on the social
absolutely
media
love it.
journey.
Listen, I would love it. Anytime that I get to spend with you, talk to you, getting to know you has been one of those rare treasures of life. And so
Aw.
I am absolutely I love it. I am honored, and I would love to be on with you at any time. I mean anytime.
And I will take it right back. And y'all, seriously, I hope that you enjoyed this as much as we have enjoyed sharing the stories. I don't want to go on too much because I want to leave a little bit for you to come back and want to meet more of these creators and streamers, and go find them too. Go support their content and look for that merch line coming up, because Kai's gonna have it. You can find mine. I will drop it in the comments what my merch line is, but we're gonna be working on this new merch line coming up, y'all. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Happy New Year's, and we'll see you with the next creator.
See you guys later.